afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the softball field here at Milford High School as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet on the call as we have reached the final day of the 2018 regular season for the Milford High School softball team. The Lady Hawks getting set to host a fierce rival in the Hockomock League in the Davenport Division in the North Attleboro Lady Rocketeers. We will have much more on this game in just a moment. But first, as you can see on the field right now, it is senior day here on this final day of the regular season. And after several seasons in a row of having relatively small senior classes, it is a large group out there that is currently being honored by the team and by their families. 9 seniors in all on this Milford High School roster, and they start to be introduced individually here right now in what is always a very touching moment, bringing the families out to be a part of this event as well, as Emily Pierre Gustavo is the first senior to be recognized. Again, 9 seniors in all as we run down the entire list of seniors for you. Emily Pierre Gustavo, Alexis Caron, Shannon Cormier, Kate Irwin, Kelly Reichert, Maddie Bonvino, Sabrina Harstick, Jess Tomaso, and Antonia Bonina.
Picture. Congratulations, girls.
Those will be some monstrous shoes to fill for next season, but before we get to next season, there is a lot still to be determined, not only in this regular season, but also moving forward into the Division I South playoffs. And now, for this Milford team, it had been 416 days since the last time this team had suffered a defeat. But a defeat is exactly what they suffered just a couple of days ago as Milford went on the road. Their final road game of the regular season took them down to Wrentham, Massachusetts to take on the King Philip Lady Warriors, of course, an arch nemesis of Milford. Both teams came in with a lot of momentum, of course, for Milford. They took an 18-0 record into that game, riding a 43-game winning streak dating back to game number 2 of last season. But it was a very unusual sight on that King Philip softball field as Milford ended up falling to King Philip by a final score of 12-2. So Milford in a very unusual position coming into this game today. That is trying to bounce back off of a loss. Again, it has been a very long time. You have to go all the way back to early April of last year when Milford had to bounce back off of that defeat against the Taunton Lady Tigers on opening day of the season. And all they did after that was rattle off 25 consecutive victories en route to a state championship. So some might say it's not the worst thing in the world for this team to taste defeat, getting them refocused in before the playoffs. But one thing is for sure, this will be an absolutely focused and angry group out there on the field today. They do not take losses well. They look to bounce back immediately, so we certainly expect to see that out of this Milford team here today. It is Milford taking on North Attleboro, the final day of the regular season for the Lady Hawks, and we'll get the game started when we come back next here on Milford TV. And now it is officially time to get this softball game underway. Milford and North Attleboro, the 2 top teams in the Davenport Division, both teams on their way to the 2018 MIAA playoffs. But first one, final test in the regular season, at least for Milford. North Attleboro still with one more game beyond this one here today before their regular season is complete. And a gauntlet of an end of the regular season for North as well, trying to bounce back off of a tough 4-3 loss against Franklin back on the 28th, playing here against Milford today before finishing out their regular season tomorrow at home against the Taunton Lady Tigers. So both of these teams facing playoff caliber competition right down to the final day of the regular season. Ordinarily at this time we would be bringing you the visitors starting lineup. Unfortunately, we do not have an official lineup to present to you. North Attleboro a little bit late getting to the field here today. A starting lineup was not made available to us before we had to go on air, so we will be bringing you the lineup as the players come to the plate. We can bring you the first 4 batters that we believe will be coming to the plate, and that is Olivia Capobianco, Abby Gallagher, Ashley Cangiano, and Bella Erdy. We can also give you the projected starting defensive alignment for North Attleboro, which will feature Ashley Cangiano behind the plate, Abby Warren at third, Emily Nardelli at short, Andrea Maselli at second, and Annabelle Hebert at first. Left to right in the outfield, Catherine Munley, Olivia Capobianco, and Abby Gallagher. But we'll bring you all of the exact information as it becomes available to us as the batters come to the plate. We can tell you it is indeed Olivia Capobianco coming to the plate here for North Attleboro to kick off the ball game. We'll bring you the Milford starting lineup in between the top and bottom halves of this first inning. But we are finally ready for softball as the sun starts to break through a light cloud cover here overhead. All in all, very comfortable conditions here at field level. Temperatures around 80 degrees, but a breeze keeping things cool. And one of the largest crowds we have seen here at Milford High School in quite some time for a softball game. Typically, this team does attract a crowd, but this one especially large for Senior Day. And the first pitch from the senior captain, Kelly Reichert, misses a little bit low for ball one, and softball is now underway. Kelly looking to bounce back off of her first loss of this regular season. An attempted bunt by Capobianco, but she misses. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Reichert back into her windup, and the pitch. That one misses outside. Taking a look at the stat line for Kelly Reichert. In King Philip a couple of days ago, she ended up pitching 6 innings, allowed 12 runs, 8 of them earned on 11 hits. She walked 2, only struck out 1. So a tough day in what has been an otherwise stellar season for Kelly Reichert overall on the year. A record of 17-1 and an ERA at 1.37. She has gone to a 3-ball count here to the first batter she faces in the North lineup. And now a foul tip will run the count full. Abby Gallagher is the batter on deck. Reichert a little maintenance work on the pitching rubber before she readies for a 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. And it's tapped over towards third base, scooped up by Sabrina Harstick. She fires across the way. And the first North Attleboro batter is retired. Quickly the defensive alignment for Milford, and it starts with a player playing out of position. Emily Pierre-Gustavo taking over behind the plate in the absence of Emily Hartman. She catches Sabrina Harstick at third. Amanda Wenkes flexed out of the lineup, only playing defensively at short. Then it's Maddie Bonvino at second and Jess Tomaso at first. Left to right in the outfield, it is Antonia Bonina, Kate Irwin, and Shannon Cormier. And a much quicker at bat to bring out number 2 as Abby Gallagher grounds out to second base. Two outs and the base is empty now. And the first pitch missing for ball 1 to Ashley Cangiano, the catcher. And now a tapper once again hit in Harstick's direction, plays it cleanly on the bounce. An accurate throw to first base, and a good start for the Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks as they set down North Attleboro 1-2-3. And we will keep it right here now as we will bring you the full starting lineup for the Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks. It is a slightly different looking starting lineup, again in the absence of Emily Hartman, unavailable for this game today. It is Kate Irwin leading it off in center. Maddie Bonvino bats second in the lineup today and plays second base, with Emily Pierre-Gustavo moved down to the number 3 spot, and she is the catcher today. Jess Tomaso bats cleanup and plays first base, with Shannon Cormier, the right fielder, batting 5th. Sabrina Harstick is the third baseman, batting 6th, with Kelly Reichert, the starting pitcher, batting 7th. April Swain is the designated player, batting 8th, and in the 9th spot, playing left field, is Antonia Bonina. So there is your Milford starting lineup. And now starting to get a glimpse of the defensive positions for North Attleboro. Tell you that the infield does indeed reflect what was projected to us prior to the game. So once again, that defensive alignment: Ashley Cangiano behind the plate, Abby Warren at third, Emily Nardelli at short, Andrea Maselli at second, and Annabelle Hebard at first. And left to right in the outfield, Catherine Munley, Olivia Capobianco, and Abby Gallagher. And on the mound, or excuse me, in the pitcher's circle, I should say, for North Attleboro is Bella Erdy, a name that over the last calendar year has become very familiar not only to this Milford Lady Hawks team, but also the Hockomock League in general, as Bella stormed on the scene as a freshman last year and ended up performing extremely well for North Attleboro, pitching them into the playoffs and bringing them all the way to the Division I semifinals, where they eventually fell to Silver Lake. But coming into this week, Bella putting up a very strong sophomore campaign, a 14-2 record, and a 1.70 ERA. That coming into this week's action. Now facing Kate Irwin in the bottom half of the first inning, and Kate lets it go low for ball 1. And now the ball slapped to the left side of the infield. A quick release on the throw, but not in time. Irwin just able to beat it out. So quick down the line at first base. North Attleboro doing absolutely everything right on the play. Fielding the ball cleanly, a quick release on the throw, an accurate throw to first, but still too much speed for Kate Irwin, who reaches on the infield single. And that now brings up Maddie Bonvino. Moved up to the number 2 spot in the lineup, and why not? Bonvino amongst the top hitters in the Hockomock League. Coming into this week, Bonvino 3rd in the league with a .525 batting average. Jumps ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. We should point out that this game also features the number 1 batting average in the Hockomock League coming into this week. That belongs to North Attleboro's Abby Gallagher. Batting .527 coming into this week. King Philip's Megan Gorman 2nd in the league at a .526 batting average. Then it's Bonvino at .525, Emily Hartman 4th at .522, and Sabrina Harstick up to 6th in the league in batting at .517. A 3-ball, 1-strike count now on Bonvino with a runner at first base and nobody out. Bonvino going after the 3-1 pitch, grounds it foul. Coach DeVito reels it in, sends it back into play, the count full. So we'll likely see Kate Irwin get a bit of a head start here on this next pitch from Erdy. She goes as the pitch is driven in the air out to left center field. The wind knocks it down, and the center fielder Capobianco able to make the play for out number 1. Irwin retreats to first. And that now brings up Emily Pierre Gustavo. So on this final regular season game of the career of Emily Pierre Gustavo, moved into a different position defensively and also moved into a different place in the lineup. And swings at the first pitch, rips it down the right field line. That is a fair ball off into the corner. Irwin, as usual, flying around the bases, coming to the plate. She will score without a throw as Pierre Gustavo keeps on going. She winds up at third base. It's a triple for Pierre Gustavo. She drives in the first run of the game as Milford takes a 1-0 lead. Well, the question was, how would Milford respond to the adversity they faced 2 days ago against King Philip? 2 hits in their first 3 at-bats to take an early lead. Another run stands at third base with 1 out in the inning for Jess Tomaso. There's an 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses low. Tomaso batting .471 on the season. She has driven in 41 runs on the year, which is tops on the team. She's also hit 5 home runs, which ties her for the team lead, along with Emily Pierre Gustavo and Maddie Bonvino. 13 doubles on the year for Tomaso, 1 triple, 33 hits in 70 at-bats on the year for the senior. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. And the next pitch bounces in front of the plate, blocked by Cangiano. And Erdy now with the 2-2 pitch. This one grounded foul. Shannon Cormier, the next batter, waiting on deck. Plenty of life in the Milford dugout. Another 2-2 pitch and another foul ball. This one tailing off towards the parking lot. And a lengthy at bat being put on here by Tomaso. Erdy back into the windup and the pitch, and that one is fouled off of the helmet of the catcher. The umpire and the head coach for North Attleboro both checking in on Cangiano, but she says she's fine. still a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And now a hard ground ball to shortstop, backhanded by Nardelli. She'll throw to first base to get the out there. In the back door from third base comes Pierre Gustavo. And so an RBI for Tomaso on the ground out, as Milford now will up the lead to 2-0, with the bases now empty and 2 down. Now the first pitch of the at-bat for Shannon Cormier is popped foul. And that one, I believe, snuck in between the chain link and the roof of the third base dugout. And someone able to make the catch, so good heads-up play in the Milford dugout, as now Cormier will send this one foul off towards our action camera down the third base line. So everyone having to keep their head on a swivel. An 0-2 count. Cormier trying to protect the plate. And she'll send another one foul again off to the left. And Erdy ready with another pitch. This one is lined back up the middle, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Just over the reach of Nardelli at shortstop. The third Milford hit of the inning. Extends the inning for Sabrina Harstick, who has been red hot with the bat, particularly in the second half of the season. Batting average up to .492. She rips one swinging at the first pitch, but right into the glove of Hebard for the out that retires the side. But Milford is able to get 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning. They take an early 2-0 lead on North Attleboro, as we bring you coverage of Milford High School softball on Milford TV. Ready to get this top of the second inning underway after an equipment issue. Gave us a little bit of an extended break in between innings. Milford with a 2-0 lead. And Kelly Reichert now pitching with a lead, facing her counterpart, Bella Erdy. The starting pitcher leading off this inning. She'll be followed in the frame by the first baseman, Annabelle Hebard, and the designated player, Katie Dabby. Once we do have the entire North Attleboro lineup sorted out, we'll bring it to you in its entirety, just so everyone is fully up to speed. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Erdy, who allowed an RBI triple to Emily Pierre Gustavo and an RBI on a ground out by Jess Tomaso in the bottom half of the first inning to give Milford the lead. Reichert evens the count at 2. And now her next pitch is waved at and missed for strike 3. Erdy chases a pitch on the outside part of the plate. It's the first strikeout for Reichert. She's retired the first 4 batters she's faced in the game. And now ball 1 issued to Annabelle Hebard. With Attleboro first baseman. And now takes a called strike. She tried to back out of the way of that pitch, but it nicked the inside corner. 1-1 pitch on the way. That is too low. Breeze continues to gust at times, coming in towards home plate. So not the easiest conditions for outfielders right now with the way the wind is blowing. Reichert deals in a called strike 2. Just barely getting a piece as Hebard to stay alive. That ball running in on the hands. She was just able to get a piece of the bat on the softball to hang in there. And now that ball good for strike 3. It briefly got out of the glove of Pierre Gustavo, but she's able to complete the out at first. Two up and two down in the top of the second inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Reichert. There are a number of North Attleboro fans that made the trip up to Milford for this game today. As we mentioned, the stands jam-packed all the way around behind home plate. A sea of fans down the right field line and a number of fans perched beyond the outfield fence as well. As Reichert falls behind early against the designated player Katie Dabby, 2 balls and no strikes. Emily Nardelli, the shortstop, would be next. So now 3-0. Reichert with 2 Ks in the inning, but going to a 3-0 count on Dabby. Pitch in there for a strike. The windup and the pitch. And that misses for ball 4, so there's the first North Attleboro base runner. It comes via a 2-out walk. We'll give Nardelli a chance to come to the plate. She'll be followed by Catherine Munley. Another misfire for Reichert. Command wavering a bit here after getting the first 2 outs in the inning. And now the pitch misses low. So 6 out of the last 7 pitches missing the strike zone, and this will prompt a visit to the pitcher's circle from Emily Pierre Gustavo. And you would think that the communication between these 2 players is going to be key as the game goes on. Pierre Gustavo, certainly an experienced veteran on this team. But after Kelly Reichert has pitched exclusively to Emily Hartman as the season has gone on, to have a new battery mate here this late in the season, there's no doubt an adjustment. Reichert able to fire in a fastball for a called strike 1. Nardelli does represent the tying run at the plate. A swing and a miss. As Reichert now battles back, evens the count at 2. And the pitch in for a called strike 3. So in the end, Reichert able to strike out the side with the 2-out walk mixed in. No damage done for North Attleboro in the inning. We move on to the bottom of the second when we come back next. It is still a 2-0 Milford lead over North Attleboro here on Milford TV. Kelly Reichert, April Swain, and Antonia Bonina, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, due up in this inning against Bella Erdy. The umpire calling timeout as a cloud of dust wafts across home plate, and Reichert, not wanting to wait around any longer, jumps on that first pitch and lines it back up the middle. And a lot of these Milford hitters have been right on that fastball of Bella Erdy so far today. Even the outs have been allowed so far in the game. It's the 4th Milford hit. Hit the line drive triple for Pierre Gustavo. Liner sent back up the middle by Reichert, and the out that concluded the first inning by Sabrina Harstick was a rocket to first base that Annabelle Hebard was able to make the catch on. April Swain with a bunt attempt now sends it to third. Abby Warren able to make the play to first base to get the out there, but credit April Swain with a sacrifice. Inserted into the lineup Milford pieces things together a bit here, playing down a player. So a runner in scoring position now for Antonia Bonina. Lets that first pitch go. You can see the moving parts all around the North Attleboro infield. With the slap hitter at the plate, runner at second base. Bonina now sends it on the ground to shortstop. Played quickly by Nardelli. She's able to get the throw to first base in time for the out on the throw. The courtesy runner Alexis Caron able to move on to third base. So 2 outs now in the inning, a runner at third, and an RBI chance for Kate Irwin. The senior getting the batting average up to .486 coming into play today. She has 5 runs batted in. We'll love to have another one here. Hits it hard right to third base. And about the only way you can get Kate Irwin out on a play just like that. And so the out recorded. And that will retire the side in the inning. So Milford fails to tack on to the lead. They strand a runner at third base. Still a 2-0 lead after 2 full innings of play. We'll head to the third when we return next on Milford TV. Taking a look around the crowd here at the Milford softball field, it is a who's who of past and present Milford High School athletes. Amongst them, a series of former softball captains, Allie Atherton, Caitlin DeCapua, Meg Jakes, amongst those in attendance here at the game today. Allie and Caitlin, of course, 2 of the 3 captains on this team a season ago. Meg, a captain along with Jill Powers 2 seasons ago. Has to be a strange feeling for those players sitting in street clothes watching this Milford softball team play, but they are no doubt pleased with what they have seen so far. Milford jumping out to a 2-0 lead. Kelly Reichert back in the circle, facing the number 8 hitter, Catherine Munley. Fires in a first pitch strike. And now a foul ball off the backstop brings the count to 0-2. Munley will be followed by the second baseman, Andrea Maselli. And then back up to the top spot in the lineup. Ground ball hits slowly to shortstop. Waiting for it is Wenkes. Fires accurately to first base to get the out. An extra cheer from Wenkes, starting defensively in this game. A good play there to record the first out of the top of the third inning, and that brings up now the second baseman, Andrea Maselli. So the mystery is officially solved as we've now figured out the entire starting lineup for North Attleboro. As Maselli swings at the very first pitch, pops it up weakly on the infield. No problem for Kelly Reichert to make the play all by herself. So now we go second time through the North lineup. Olivia Capobianco at the plate. She grounded out to third base to open the game. Now swings at the first offering and drives it in the air out to center field, but playable for Irwin. She waits for it to come down, settles it in the glove, and it is a very fast 1-2-3 third inning for Kelly Reichert. Just 1 base runner allowed through the first 3 for Kelly. We head on to the home half of the frame with Milford leading North Attleboro by a score of 2-0 on this coverage of Milford High School Athletics on Milford TV. Milford right back to the plate for the bottom half of the third. It's Bonvino, Pierre Gustavo, and Tommaso against Bella Erdy, who fires in ball 1. Bonvino will fly out to center field, her first time up. Now pops one foul. Out of play to even the count at 1. That one had some of the fans ducking for cover, but it moved beyond the bleachers surrounding home plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch, a wave and a miss. That had good life on it from Erdy, diving out of the strike zone. Count 1-2. And that one missing high. Good take by Maddie Bonvino. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch that bounces. Full count now. Not always easy to distinguish the players involved on these 2 rosters, especially with the uniform change for Milford. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's hit very hard but foul and headed off towards the track meet. Taking place over on the turf field. Still a 3-2 count. Milford, of course, with the all-black look for the previous couple of seasons, but returning to their more traditional look of the school colors, red and white, which of course are the identical school colors of the North Attleboro Lady Rocketeers. There have not been a lot of quick outs for Bella Erdy so far in this game. Another 3-2 pitch and another foul ball. Milford making the underclassmen work. This pitch missing just inside for ball 4. So Bombino's patience rewarded with a leadoff walk. It's the first walk allowed by Bella Erdy. And it puts a runner on in front of Emily Pierre-Gustavo, who drove in the first run of the game with an RBI triple back in the first. Now takes one high. Pierre-Gustavo came into the day batting .459. And now hits one a ton, but off into the trees behind the first base dugout. Those trees likely saving some serious automobile damage. Now the 1-1 pitch, that's down and in. A timeout called as the home plate umpire has to keep home plate dirt free. The dirt has really been flying around the infield early in this game with the breeze. There's a 2-1 hit in the air, out to right field. Out goes the second baseman. It is Andrea Maselli who makes the catch. Abby Gallagher respecting the power of Pierre-Gustavo, playing deep, so the second baseman racing out onto the right field grass to make the play. That's out number 1 in the bottom of the third. Bonvino remains at first base with now Jess Tomaso about to stand in. Jess 0 for 1, but does have a run batted in. And the first pitch is low. It gets away from the catcher, and down to second base goes Bonvino. Pass ball on Cangiano. And now the 1-0 pitch is hit high in the air out to right field. Back at first was Abby Gallagher. She ends up coming in a step to make the catch. The wind going in the wrong direction to try to boost that fly ball. So Tomaso down for out number 2. Now here is Shannon Cormier, 1 for 1 with a single, swings at the first pitch and grounds it right back to the pitcher's circle. Erdy fires to first to get the out that ends the inning. So a leadoff base runner goes by the boards for the Lady Scarlet Hawks. Now 3 full innings have been played here at the Milford High School softball field, where it remains a 2-0 Milford lead over North Attleboro on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV. 2 runs on 4 hits with no errors for Milford. No runs, no hits, no errors for North Attleboro. As we move on to the top half of the 4th inning, North Attleboro bringing batters 2, 3, and 4 to the plate against the senior captain, Kelly Reichert, on this senior day here at the Milford High School softball field. All 9 of Milford's seniors honored in a pregame ceremony. 1 to start the inning into Abby Gallagher, the right fielder. Now 2-0 the count. Gallagher grounded out to second base in her first at bat. Now takes ball 3, low and outside. Reichert has walked 1 so far on the afternoon. That came with 2 outs in the second inning. To this point, that is North Attleboro's lone base runner. But now a 3-0 pitch into Gallagher, and she takes all the way. Ends up taking a called strike. Now the 3-1, and that misses outside for ball 4, so there is the second walk issued by Reichert, but this time to lead off an inning. Now getting to the big bats in the North Attleboro lineup, Ashley Cangiano now coming to the plate. Grounded out to third base, her first time up, and now ball 1 misses high from Reichert, and this will prompt a rare coach's visit. You don't often see Coach DeVito have to make his way out to the pitcher circle. Reichert's been so steady this season, but we've seen a couple of points in this game where the command has wavered. Five of her first 6 pitches missing the strike zone to open this 4th inning. Gets a few words of encouragement from her head coach before continuing the at-bat against Cangiano. Also plenty of support in the stands for Kelly Reichert. Fastball misses upstairs, 2-0 the count. North looking to get back into this game. Now a strike. As we mentioned off the top, North Attleboro coming into this game off of a loss. As this ball comes in low, gets away from Pierre Gustavo. Gallagher will advance to second. Wild pitch. Trouble brewing for the Lady Scarlet Hawks now, with a runner in scoring position and a 3-1 count on Cangiano. There's the pitch, and it's a liner back up the middle, but it hangs up long enough for Kate Irwin to make the play. Hard contact on the 3-1 count, aggressive hitting for Cangiano, but she is out number 1. Runner remains at second base now for the starting pitcher, Bella Erdy, who has provided a solid bat in this North Attleboro lineup, as well as leading the pitching staff. She swings and misses here for strike 1. Erdy came into this week batting an even .400. She's hit 3 home runs on the year. She's driven in 14. Takes a pitch outside to even the count at 1. North Attleboro bench now starting to make their voices heard. Now a hard hit ball down the right field line, but it is foul. Reichert able to get ahead, 1-2. First baseman Annabelle Hebert on deck. Reichert ready. Here's the pitch. That misses outside. Coach DeVito looking for a little clarity on where that ball missed. A little bit outside. Leads to a 2-2 pitch and a hard ground ball hit foul, just missing the feet of Hebert in the on-deck area. Reichert mopping a little sweat off the forehead as some stronger sunshine starts to splash across the infield. 2-2 pitch, hit on the ground to shortstop, kicks off the glove of Wenkes, drifts out into left field. Gallagher advances to third base and holds there on what would be really a judgment call. A tricky play for Wenkes, a hard hit ball, tried to play it on the backhand. I think you would rule that a base hit. But regardless, it's runners at the corners with one out for North Attleboro. They have the tying runs on. North Attleboro with a courtesy runner at first base. Emily Pastor takes over for Erdy. Now Hebert at the dish. She was a strikeout victim her first time up. Kelly able to start off with a first pitch strike. Hard hit ball foul. That one eats up Coach Wallace over in the third base coach's area. Reichert with 3 Ks in the game. They all came in the second inning. She would absolutely love strikeout number 4 here. 0-2 pitch. And that misses. The runner takes off for second base. No throw down from Pierre Gustavo, guarding against that runner at third. So heads up play from Pastor. She's able to get herself into scoring position. Now the 1-2, taken low. So falling behind in the count, Hebert's been able to lay off a couple of tough pitches. Count now evens. Reichert with a deep breath before she retakes the pitching rubber. There's the 2-2, and it's hit hard on the ground to second base. That gets away from Maddie Bonvino. A run comes in to score. Pastor moves on to third base. So some leaky play on the infield here from Milford has allowed North Attleboro to narrow the gap to 2-1. That one may very well be ruled an error on Bonvino. Brings a run in to score, so now the tying run is at third base, the go-ahead run at first with still one out. Strike one poured in to Katie Dabby. So the walk putting the wheels in motion for a North Attleboro rally here. The question is how far will it go? Now a line drive hit to shortstop. Wenkes lets it get through her glove out into left center field. And the tying run will cross the plate as Pastor scores. And so the middle infielder is having a very tough time as this inning has gone on for Milford. And so a similar story starting to unfold for what happened to Milford 2 days ago at King Philip. 4 errors in that game. By our scoring here, that's 2 in this frame for Milford. You can make the case for a third. It is now a brand new ball game at 2-2. And North Attleboro not done yet. 2 runners aboard with 1 out now for Emily Nardelli. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch is in for strike 2. Defense, such a staple of Milford's success last season. This was about as fundamentally sound a defensive team as you would find. Been a little bit more prone to errors in this 2018 season. Now, with 6 errors committed in their last 2 games, not indicative of what we've come to expect in this era of success for Milford softball. There's the 2-2 pitch to Nardelli. That bounces in. Good block that time for Pierre Gustavo. So Kelly Reichert, who cruised through the first 3 innings of this game, not allowing a hit. She's allowed a hit and a walk in this inning, and has also seen her defense commit a pair of errors behind her to turn a 2-0 Milford lead into a 2-2 tie. And a 3-2 pitch coming up to Nardelli. And the pitch misses for ball 4. Another walk in the inning for Reichert. And big trouble now with the bases loaded. And we've already seen a mound visit in this inning from Coach DeVito, so now we see part of the infield coming in for a talk here with Reichert. Everyone coming in, I should say the seniors on the right side of the infield joining catcher Pierre Gustavo for that conference. Catherine Munley at the plate and takes a fastball high for ball 1. The North Attleboro fans engaged in this 4th inning rally. 1-0 pitch, hit back to the circle. Reichert will fire to the plate to get an out there. The throw to first is in time. 1-2 to 3. Milford turns an inning-ending double play. You could not have asked for a better situation to unfold for Milford. A hard hit ball right back to the circle. Reichert to the plate to get an out there. And they finish it off at first base. A huge double play turned by Milford. But North Attleboro able to get a pair of runs in the inning to tie the score. So we will head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is now Milford 2 and North 2 here on Milford TV. Playoff-like intensity here at the Milford softball field. We play on to the bottom of the 4th. Sabrina Harstick, first pitch swinging, lines it just beyond the reach of Abby Gallagher in right field. It travels all the way to the fence, extra bases for Harstick. She will stop at 3rd with a stand-up triple. And so immediately after Milford escapes the bases loaded jam, Sabrina Harstick opens up this bottom of the 4th inning with a rifle shot down the right field line that goes for 3 bases. So Milford quickly with the go-ahead run at 3rd base. Excellent effort by Gallagher out in right field, went into the dive. That ball staying just inside the right field line, just beyond Gallagher's reach. And at that point, it was just a question of how far Harstick could go. She ends up with the triple. Now Kelly Reichert up for her 2nd at bat, 1 for 1 on the day. Big cut, but comes up empty and now falls behind in the count. 0-2. Reichert a single back in the 1st. And now down on strikes. Pitch rising up and out of the strike zone. Kelly chases. It's the first strikeout in the game for Erdy. And now the 2nd plate appearance for April Swain, who was credited with a sacrifice bunt her first time up. She'll try to drop a bunt down here on the 0-1 count, but sends it foul. Was not showing bunt on the first pitch, but offered that time. Sending it to the backstop. The infield still plays in tight. There's the 0-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed. So after the triple, Erdy comes back with consecutive strikeouts. Now Milford looking for something out of another one of their seniors in Antonia Bonina to try to get this go-ahead run across the plate. Bonina grounded out to shortstop back in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Now the 0-1 pitch, it's hit softly over towards the left side, scooped up by the shortstop, firing to first, but late. Bonina beats it out, in from third base comes Harstick. So Bonina able to leg out an RBI infield single, and the lead jumps right back into Milford's favor. It is now 3-2. North Attleboro inches away from getting out of this inning unscathed, but the speed of Bonina ends up helping Milford's case, as now Kate Irwin immediately drops down the bunt just a few feet down the third base line, and Warren, knowing she had no chance to get the speedy Irwin at first base, just holds on to it. Second hit of the game for Irwin, she's 2 for 3. And Milford with excellent speed on the bases now, ahead of one of their best average hitters in Maddie Bonvino. Maddie takes a pitch on the inside corner for strike one. Bonvino looking for her first hit. She's flied out and walked in the game. Pops that ball foul up and over the backstop. So she falls behind here, 0-2. Birdie now with a chance to strike out the side. Not on that pitch, as it misses high, taken by Bonvino. Bonina at second, Irwin at first, and the 1-2 pitch is hit high in the air down the left field line. A couple of Milford players pop out of the dugout trying to will that ball fair, Carlton Fisk style, but travels well to the left of the foul pole. And Coach DeVito urging his players to remain in the dugout, as now the pitch misses low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. A run home so far in the inning for Milford, hoping for more. Here is the pitch, and it's tapped foul as Bonvino just barely gets a piece. Bonvino looking for something she can handle. Another 2-2 and another foul ball. Erdy's next pitch, hit hard back up the middle, ticks off the foot of Erdy and travels out into left field. Bonina comes around from second base to score. And bad luck for North Attleboro. Milford will take it. A hard ground ball hit right back to the pitcher circle. It glanced hard off either the right foot or right shin of Bella Erdy, and then ended up traveling through the left side of the infield, bringing home a second run in the inning for Milford. They take a 4-2 lead. And the coaching staff now checking on Erdy as she took that hard contact off the leg. So a single and an RBI for Bonvino. Addie ending up at second base, so they may ultimately ruled had a gift double. So Bonina came in to score. Irwin's now the lead runner at third with Bonvino at second. Pierre Gustavo now at the plate, 1 for 2 with that RBI triple. She also scored a run in the first inning, but falls behind Erdy by a count of 0-2. Milford matching the 2 runs that North scored in the top half of the inning, hoping for more as Pierre Gustavo drives one deep in the air out to left field, back towards the fence. but it stays on the field of play for Catherine Munley, who makes the catch for the out that ends the inning. A deep drive for Pierre Gustavo, but could not get it over the fence this time. Milford, though, does get those 2 runs to reestablish a 2-run cushion over North Attleboro. 4-2 now the score. Milford in front of North here on Milford TV. Milford not allowing the game to stay tied for very long. And again, quite a shift in momentum. North Attleboro with the bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 4th after they had scored 2 to tie the game, but Milford able to turn an inning-ending double play. And then a leadoff triple in the bottom of the 4th for the Lady Hawks. Erdy battles back with consecutive strikeouts, but then 3 straight hits for Milford end up swinging the lead right back into Milford's favor. It's now 4-2. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count now on the number 9 hitter, Andrea Maselli. She'll be followed by Olivia Capobianco and Abby Gallagher in the inning. Two and 1 the count. There have not been a lot of tight games for Milford throughout this season, but in particular here at home. As the count now goes to 3 balls and a strike. Reichert now trying to avoid walking the leadoff hitter for the 2nd straight inning, especially with the number 9 hitter at the plate. Now too much time taken by Reichert. Taking a look at some of the home wins for Milford this season: 11-2, 19-6, 15-1, 16-4, 12-0, 13-7, a 12-0 win, a 28-0 win, and most recently a 12-0 6-inning Mercy Rule win against Franklin back on May 24th, a game in which Kelly Reichert pitched a 6-inning no-hitter. So 6 runs, the narrowest margin of victory for Milford here at home this year. That was a win over Mansfield, where Milford allowed 4 runs in the 7th inning. A game that got a little sloppy in the end. So this by far the most competitive game we've seen at the Milford softball field this year. There's a 3-2 pitch now. That's in for strike 3. Maselli does not like the call, but she will take with her the 4th strikeout of the day for Kelly Reichert. Now Capobianco as we go 3rd time through the North lineup. Capobianco 0 for 2. She's grounded out to 3rd and flown out to center. 1-0 pitch. Capobianco showing bunt, sends it down the first base line. A tricky play, and Reichert will not get the throw there. Tommaso coming in to try to field that bunt. It ended up being Reichert who picked it up down the first base line, throwing to Bonvino covering the bag, but just a little bit too slow developing. So Capobianco reaches on the bunt base hit. That will give North the chance to bring the tying run to the plate in the person of Abby Gallagher, who started the 2-run rally last inning with a leadoff walk. And now Gallagher shows bunt. The runner takes off for second base, Capobianco, and she will make it in safely with the steal. So North Attleboro trying to do everything they can to try to scratch runs across against Reichert. Active on the base paths, a lot of bunt attempts. There's the 1-0 pitch. This time Gallagher swings away and hits it hard and foul down the 3rd base line. We're in the top of the 5th inning. There's a 1-1 pitch. This one hit hard to second base, fielded cleanly this time by Bonvino. She'll get the out at first base as Capobianco advances to third. Took a turn around that third base bag, but holds there. So 4-3 on the ground out, 2 down in the inning. And a chance now for the dangerous bat of Ashley Cangiano, who is 0 for 2 so far today. We'll take the first pitch of this at bat for strike 1. Accepts the sign from Pierre Gustavo. Pitch in and out of the mitt of Pierre Gustavo. It's ruled a ball. And now batter trying to hold up on the swing, but it is now a 1-2 count. Riker to strike away from getting out of the inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's hit slowly to the left side. It gets past the dive of Sabrina Harstick. Wenkus couldn't keep it on the infield. Now a bobble in left field by Bonina. And that allows Cangiano to move up to second base. So that'll be an RBI single for Cangiano. Should be an error charged to Antonia Bonina that allows the runner to advance. So the tying run now in scoring position as defense continues to be an issue for the Lady Hawks. One ball, no strike count now to Bella Erdy. Chance to bat with the tying run in scoring position. Now hits a hard ground ball to second base. That gets past Bonvino. The runner rounding third base. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is there in time and cut down at home plate is Cangiano. An excellent throw in from right field by Shannon Cormier. They're in plenty of time, and Pierre Gustavo, not quite accustomed to those plays at the plate, but was able to field the ball cleanly and apply the tag for the out that ends the inning. So that's the second runner thrown out at the plate for North Attleboro in this game, and Milford able to escape the fifth with the lead still intact. It is 4-3 Milford, a very tight ball game here at the MHS softball field, and we'll have more for you in a moment here on Milford TV. 4-3 now into the bottom of the fifth inning. Vicious swing and a miss by Jess Tomaso. Swing designed to give Milford a 2-run lead once again. Now the pitch up high once again. This time Tomaso lays off, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Bella Erdy back out there for her fifth inning of work. Very nearly tied up the ball game with a 2-out single just moments ago. The tying run at second base, but Ashley Cangiano thrown out at home plate on a good relay in from right field by Shannon Cormier. Now the 2-1 pitch to Tomaso. That is good for strike 2. Just looking for her first hit. She is 0 for 2, but she does have an RBI. Count now running full to Jess Tomaso. She will be followed in the inning by Shannon Cormier and Sabrina Harstick. The pitch hit hard to the shortstop. Nardelli into the dive, but she can't keep it on the infield, and Tomaso reaches with a leadoff base hit. Milford has had base runners in every inning against Bella Erdy. They've scored 4. They've also stranded 5 runners on base. Now this ball hit to second base. Tomaso freezing on the base paths. And what a superb heads-up veteran play by Jess Tomaso. She froze there in place on the base paths, forcing Miceli to make a decision. Instead of going on to make the tag on Tomaso, she elected to release the throw to first base and ends up not getting it out in either direction. So Milford now with 2 on and nobody out. Tomaso, just an outstanding play, giving Cormier a chance to reach first base. Tomaso able to move on to second. We'll see if Milford can take advantage. Sabrina Harstick now at the plate with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Harstick continuing to swing the bat. She sends that one foul.
Come on, B, come on, B.
Sabrina today has hit a rocket into the glove of the first baseman and has also tripled and scored a run. Now hits one slowly towards second base. Miceli will sling it right to first to get the sure out there. But a productive out. So runners were both able to advance. Now Tomaso to third, Cormier to second. And an RBI opportunity for Kelly Reichert. She's 1 for 2 today, a single and a strikeout. And now Reichert with a fly ball down the right field line, but that twists off out of play. It's an 0-1 pitch, hit hard and foul to the backstop. Reichert has been aggressive in her at-bats so far today. It was a first pitch base hit back in the second inning and then a 3-pitch strikeout in the fourth. Swinging away here early in the count. Now an 0-2 pitch, and she floats it in the air just onto the outfield grass. The shortstop able to make the catch. So Reichert retired. And a key situation now for April Swain, getting her first start of the season in as the designated player. Takes first pitch for strike 1. Swain, an underclassman. Not many underclassmen on this roster. Sophomore now falls behind 0-2. Not an easy pitcher to get your first start against. There's the 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Swain goes down on strikes and Milford will leave 2 runners in scoring position. That takes us through 5 full innings of play here at the Milford softball field. The Lady Hawks lead the North Attleboro Lady Rocketeers by a score of 4-3. Here on coverage of Milford High School athletics on Milford TV. Milford starting off that bottom of the 5th inning with back-to-back hits, but Bella Erdy able to pitch her way out of danger, stranding both runners in scoring position. So Milford is now stranded 7 in all. It's as tight as you can get here in the late innings, a 1-run Milford lead. And the first pitch into Annabelle Hebard, misses for ball 1. It's been a grind through these last couple of innings for Kelly Reichert, and now Hebard drives the ball deep out to left field, back towards the fence. And what are we going to see here for a call? Did that take a bounce in fair territory? Indeed it did. We have a couple of fans who are pointing into foul territory, saying that's where that ball landed. It looked like it came down just by the foul pole, and the question being whether it landed inside fair territory or fully into foul territory. It ended up taking a bounce out of play, so right now the ruling on the field is it's a ground rule double. Coach DeVito continuing to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. Tough to tell from our setup here behind the backstop, but that ruling on the field will stand. So Hebard opens up the inning with a ground rule double. And North Attleboro immediately putting the tying run in scoring position to pace the top of the sixth. 1-0 the count to Katie Dabby. Now the pitch grounded foul at the plate. Might have grabbed a piece of both Pierre Gustavo and the home plate ump. That brings the count to 1-1. Now a called strike. We've seen so many memorable battles between these two teams over the years. Locked up in another good one here into the late innings. It's the 1-2 pitch. That's in for strike three. No question about it. The fifth strikeout for Kelly Reichert. Brings the first out in the top of the sixth inning. It was an unusual situation last year to see Milford sweep the season series. One of those games, a complete blowout, a 14-3 win at North Attleboro. A tighter ball game played here in Milford last season, a 6-3 win for Milford. As now this ball bunted off the bat of Emily Nardelli, but sent foul. And Reichert jumps ahead in the count, 0-2. It was another close ball game when the two teams played earlier this season. Back on May 16th, Milford taking the game at North Attleboro by a final score of 5-1. And now a one-run lead for Milford in the sixth, but North with the tying run in scoring position. And an 0-2 pitch to Emily Nardelli is sent out to right field. Making the catch is Cormier. She fires it in on one bounce to third base. And that forces Annabelle Hebard to remain at second base, and that's the second excellent throw in from right field by Shannon Cormier in this game, cutting down a run at the plate last inning to preserve the Milford lead. Now a good throw in. Holtz at runner at second base now with 2 outs. And a pitch buzzing inside on Catherine Munley. Munley 0 for 2. Takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Munley grounding out to shortstop her first time up, and then in the fourth inning came to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out and ended up bouncing into a 1-2-3 inning ending double play. Now hits one back up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. Irwin can't play it cleanly, and this will allow the runner to come home without a throw into second base. They're able to get the out there, but not before the tying run crosses the plate. So Irwin ends up sending the throw into second base in time to cut down Munley. But the bobble in center allows Hebard to come around to score. And as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning, this game is once again tied up. It is Milford 4 and North Attleboro 4 here on coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. Just non-stop drama as this game has gone on. Catherine Munley with a base hit back up the middle with 2 outs. Boxed around in center by Kate Irwin, which that will likely go as the 4th Milford error in the game, allowing Annabelle Hebard to come around to score, as now Bonina sends one off the glove of the third baseman and will end up beating the throw to first base. And the first shaky defensive play on the North Attleboro side, as Warren was unable to make the catch cleanly, so an error will put Bonina on base. And so in what ended up being a wild conclusion to that top half of the sixth inning, Munley getting that base hit, the error in center allowing the run to score, but then the Milford outfield able to recover in time to get an out at second base with Munley trying to advance. Irwin, a bunt attempt now to the right side of the infield. Credit Kate with a sacrifice, pushing Bonina into scoring position. Milford 4 and North Attleboro 4. Now it is Milford with the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 out. They have the bats coming to the plate that they want. The pitch counts mounting for both of these starters. A 1-0 pitch into Bonvino is golfed foul and out of play. Maddie, a flyout, a walk, and an RBI double this afternoon. That RBI double, a bit of a gift. She lined it off the right shin of Bella Erdy. The ball ended up ricocheting out into left field for an RBI double. She's ahead in the count here, 2 balls and a strike. And now Bonvino lays off a pitch low. Hard shot. Ricocheting off that chain link, protecting the Milford players inside the third base dugout. Also narrowly missing Emily Pierre-Gustavo in the on-deck area. A full count on Bonvino. And the pitch misses well high for ball 4. Milford now with a pair of base runners on ahead of Emily Pierre-Gustavo. Emily with a run driven in this game. Just 35 runs batted in overall on the year. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Coach DeVito with a subtle motion over in the third base coach's box saying that ball was up. And now this ball hit in the air out to left field. Waiting underneath is Munley. She makes the catch, and that one not hit deep enough for the runners to try to advance. A big out for Bella Erdy as she gets Pierre-Gustavo on the pop-up. And now the fate of the inning rests in the bat of Jess Tomaso. 1 for 3, a single and an RBI. And now granted time as Erdy and Cangiano try to get on the same page. This may be the final game of the regular season, but for all intents and purposes, it's being played like a playoff game. Tomaso driving this ball out to center field, but room for Capobianco to come in to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. So Milford, for the 3rd straight inning, will strand a pair of runners on. And this will take us to the 7th inning with this game knotted up at 4 runs apiece. Coming down to the wire between 2 playoff caliber opponents. We'll see the top of the 7th inning next on Milford TV. 4 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for Milford. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for North Attleboro. It has been a roller coaster of a game. Milford taking a 2-0 lead after the first. After Kelly Reichert no-hit North Attleboro over the first 3, the Rocketeers able to grab 2 in the 4th inning to tie it. Milford getting 2 more runs in the bottom of the 4th inning to reestablish a lead, but single runs for North in the 5th and 6th. Bring us into the 7th inning, tied up at 4. First pitch of the 7th inning misses for ball 1. Now a 2-0 count on the number 9 hitter, Andrea Maselli. She'll be followed by Olivia Capobianco and Abby Gallagher. And now a 3-0 count. A couple of different stages in this ball game where Reichert's command has eluded her. Her 3-0 pitch. Maselli not inclined to swing. Now the 3-1 pitch, a bunt drop down, fielded by the pitcher. Reichert firing to first. And with Maddie Bonvino covering the bag, Milford is able to get the out. It ends up going 1-4. All the pieces moving the right way for Milford to grab the first out of the inning. Now that brings up Olivia Capobianco for the 4th time. She was able to drop a bunt single down with 1 out in the 5th inning and eventually came around to score. Up there now with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Kelly, the first time around when she faced North Attleboro earlier this month, was really able to overpower the Lady Rocketeer bats. She ended up going the distance in that game, scattering just 5 hits, allowed only 1 run in the game, walked 1 and struck out 5. But North really making Kelly work all game long. They've walked 3 times. They now have 6 hits in the game. As now this ball sent hard down the right field line, but it hooks off into foul territory. One ball and 2 strikes on the North Attleboro leadoff hitter. And now that pitch drops in for a called strike 3. Capobianco knew it, frustrated with herself as she heads back to the dugout. That's strikeout number 6 for Kelly Reichert. 2 up and 2 down in the top half of the 7th inning. Reichert has had 2 1-2-3 innings in the game, the first and the third. She'd like to make it 3 here. Give her team a chance to walk off with the win. And on top of it, Reichert will be the 3rd batter to come to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning. But first, locked in a battle with Abby Gallagher. Count now a ball and a strike. Gallagher did reach base to lead off the 4th inning with a walk. Did come around to score in that inning. Now takes a pitch on the inside corner. 1-2 with the bases empty and 2 down in the top of the 7th. Reichert shakes off a couple of signs now from Pierre Gustavo. Now has the pitch she wants, and it misses low. Again, Emily Pierre Gustavo behind the plate today in place of Emily Hartman, unavailable for this game. Now the 2-2 pitch, that misses well outside. A walk would put the go-ahead run on base. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's hit on the ground to the left side. Wenkes able to field a low throw to first base, but held on to by Jess Tomaso for the out that ends the inning. So Kelly Reichert does indeed complete a 1-2-3 top half of the 7th. Milford needs just 1 run to walk off with a victory. We'll see if they can get it when we come back next here on Milford TV. Shannon Cormier, Sabrina Harstick, and Kelly Reichert will come to the plate against Bella Erdy in the bottom of the 7th inning. And a game tied 4-4. And Cormier swinging at the very first pitch of the inning, grounding it weakly to first base. Hebard takes it to the first base bag unassisted. And immediately Bella Erdy able to grab an out. She's allowed 4 runs on 9 hits through 6+ innings. She's walked 2 and struck out 2, and now Sabrina Harstick with a hard shot to the backstop for strike 1. Harstick 1 for 3 with a triple. That came back in the 4th. Now sends one foul and out of play. Erdy emptying the tank here in the 7th inning. Retiring Cormier and now jumping ahead of Harstick, 0-2. Here's her next pitch. That misses down and in. And now this ball hit in the air out to center field, but ranging over a bit towards right is Capobianco to make the catch. And it's 2 up and 2 down, 1 out away from extra innings. It'll take something from Kelly Reichert if the 7th inning is to continue. Kelly 1 for 3. Takes a fastball high for ball 1. The wind that has been very active throughout this game is quiet right now. And now a hard ground ball foul wide of third base. The Milford dugout roaring, hoping to see Kelly Reichert spark a 2-out rally. Reichert, of course, also capable of driving the ball over the fence. She sends one out to left field. That's going to get over the head of Catherine Munley and roll towards the fence. Reichert hustling in towards second base. She will end up with a 2-out stand-up double. And so the inning will indeed continue. And we'll see what Milford elects to do here with the runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and April Swain due up. And it will be Carly Ferreira who will grab a bat. Coach DeVito putting his trust in the freshman to take this key at bat. So once again, the other storyline that has run through this game today, Milford without the services of Emily Hartman, who was so pivotal in pushing Milford to victory against North Attleboro earlier this month. A 5 RBI performance. Her bat absent from the lineup. And wouldn't you know, this spot would come into play. It was previously occupied by April Swain, who went 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Now Carly Ferreira will have a chance. And Ferreira takes the first pitch for ball 1. Carly, when called upon to come to the plate this season, has had some success. 4 hits and 6 at-bats, including a double.
Oh my God!
Pulls the hands out of the way of that pitch, but it's ruled a strike, and immediately Coach DeVito urging for calm from his freshman hitter. Ferreira also does have 3 runs batted in on the season. Was late on that swing, however, and now falls behind 1 and 2. The courtesy runner, Alexis Caron, representing the winning run at second base. Carly Ferreira trying to find a way to get it done. A couple of practice cuts as once again the dust is cleared from home plate and now ready to continue. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is swung on and missed. So Ferreira strikes out to end the inning. Milford strands the winning run in scoring position. And wouldn't you know it, we're headed to bonus softball here. We will see an 8th inning play out between Milford and North Attleboro when we return next on our coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. We play an 8th inning in this rivalry game between Milford and North Attleboro. The first pitch of the inning popped up in foul territory. Over to try to make the play is Emily Pierre Gustavo, but she is unable to hang on. Cangiano popping one up in foul ground. But Pierre Gustavo cannot make the catch, so a second chance for the number 3 hitter. Here's the 0-1. Reichert taking something off that pitch, but it misses high. Cangiano drove in a run in the 5th inning with a single. But she was also thrown out trying to score on a base hit by Bella Erdy, which has proven to be a pivotal moment in this game. Had that run cross the plate, could possibly have meant victory for North Attleboro without us playing on to this 8th inning. Cangiano fooled on that pitch. She couldn't hold up on the swing, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kelly's pitch this time misses up and away. And that will fill up the count, so Milford had an opportunity to grab a 1-pitch out to lead off this inning. Instead, more taxing on the arm of Kelly Reichert. Now with 3-2, it's hit hard to shortstop. Wenkus able to hang on, fire to first to get the out. Amanda Wenkus with some shaky moments, in particular in the 4th inning, where she failed to field a couple of ground balls cleanly, one of them going as an error, in a frame that North Attleboro scored 2 of their 4 runs. But she's been able to bounce back, making a couple of nice plays in the later innings, including that one for out number 1 in the 8th. Now a fly ball hit into foul territory. Jess Tomaso charges off into the crowd to try to make the play. Nothing in 1, the count. Now a called strike right at the top of the zone. No balls and 2 strikes to Bella Erdy, starting pitcher versus starting pitcher. And a grunt out of Kelly Reichert. It has been a war throughout this game for these 2 pitchers. Now the 1-2 is lifted foul. Erdy at the plate today is 2 for 3. She singled and scored a run in the 4th. She singled again in the 5th inning. But that play resulted in Cangiano getting thrown out at the plate to conclude the frame. Fighting to stay alive, sending that ball foul. Kelly Reichert ready with another 1-2 pitch. And Erdy lays off as that one misses outside. Two balls and 2 strikes. The base is clear with 1 down. And now that one just misses off the inside part of the plate. Coach DeVito not at all pleased at the call, running the count full. Now the 3-2 pitch, it's bounced over towards second base. Rangy play by Bonvino. She stabs it and makes the throw to first base to get the second out. Outstanding play from Bonvino, ranging far to her right. Fully extending with the glove to keep that ball on the infield and then throwing across her body to get the out. So Milford's defense rounding back into form here in the late innings, right when they needed it most. And it's 2 outs now in this top of the 8th. And now Reichert starts off ahead in the count against Annabelle Hebard. She also had a key at bat in this game, a ground rule double to lead off the top of the 6th inning. She ended up coming around to score the tying run that has kept this ball game going. Ball that hit right at the base of the foul pole down the left field line and kicked off out of play. And now sends this pitch again down the left field line, a fair ball rolling into foul territory. Hebard hustling into second. The throw will not be there in time. So for the 2nd straight at bat, Hebard comes through with a double. And this inning not over yet. North now with the go-ahead run in scoring position for Katie Dabby. Dabby walked in her first at bat, reached on an error in her second, and then struck out looking in her third, so officially 0 for 2. Takes the first pitch for a called strike one. Reichert wasting absolutely no time. Fires a pitch that misses perhaps a little bit low. Now the 1-1 pitch, it's tapped foul. Kicks off towards the backstop. And Reichert 1 strike away from concluding the inning. Hubbard perched at second base, representing the go-ahead run. Here is the 1-2 pitch, and it misses outside. Seen some very disciplined at-bats on both sides throughout this entire game. It's the reason these two teams are perched atop the Davenport standings. It was a 2-2, and that one fouled away in and out of the glove of Pierre Gustavo. Some tense moments here for both of these fan bases, both represented here at the field. No one has left. About to see another 2-2 pitch, and it's another foul ball. Reichert trying to find the pitch that will get her out of this inning. Dabby trying to get something that she can handle to bring the go-ahead run in from second. Pitch swung on and missed. Pierre Gustavo fires down to first base. That completes the strikeout. That will end this top of the 8th inning, a 7th K in the game for Kelly Reichert. And we will head on to the bottom of the 8th inning. We are still tied. It's Milford 4 and North Attleboro 4 here on Milford TV. Bottom of the 8th inning here in Milford. Sun's starting to get a little low as we play past 6 in the evening. Locked up in another classic duel between Milford and North Attleboro. Milford in this game on the heels of their first loss of this 2018 season, and now Antonia Bonina leading off the inning, hits one on the ground back to the pitcher. Scooped up by Erdy, she fires to first, and it is 1 up and 1 down. Bonina now 1 for 4 in the game. One out and the base is empty as we go back up to the top of the Milford order. Kate Irwin is credited with a sacrifice bunt her last time up. Overall on the day, 2 for 3. Scored a run back in the first. Both starting pitchers continuing to battle into extras. Bella Erdy, through now 7 1/3 innings pitched, has allowed 4 runs on 10 hits. A 2-0 pitch now is grounded to the left side. Backhanded play by the shortstop Nardelli, and she's able to fire to first in time to retire Irwin. Very good defensive play by Emily Nardelli. Not many shortstops can retire Irwin on a play like that. And so it's 2 up and 2 down for Milford. Looking for something out of Maddie Bonvino, who takes the first pitch for ball 1. Bonvino walked in the bottom of the 6th inning. Erdy has not had a 1-2-3 inning all game. Milford has had runners on all day long. They have stranded 10 runners in the game. There's Here's a 1-1 pitch. It's waved at and missed. So Erdy here is one strike away from her first 1-2-3 inning. Now Bonvino trying to hang tough. Here's the 1-2, and it's sent foul to the backstop. Still a 1-2 count. Erdy winds and fires and misses low. Pierre Gustavo paces back and forth on deck, hoping to get a chance. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and it's swung on and missed. The third strikeout for Erdy. And Milford goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And things are still not settled here on the Milford softball field, so we will play on to inning number 9. It is Milford 4 and North Attleboro 4 here on Milford TV. Milford playing in their final game of this 2018 regular season. A season in which many of their games did not even need to go the full 7 today. They play 9, still tied at 4. Milford twice led this game by 2 runs, each time to see North Attleboro battle back to tie. North Attleboro has had 2 runners thrown out at home plate, a 3rd runner thrown out on the bases, and Milford has stranded 10 runners in all. We've seen both of these starting pitchers make big pitches when they've needed them most. Bella Erdy coming off of her best inning of the game, setting Milford down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th. And now Kelly Reichert out for a 9th inning, facing Emily Nardelli, who robbed Kate Irwin of a hit in that 9th inning with a good quick throw to first base. And now a hard ground ball hit to short. It eats up Winkus. Slid in on the knees towards the second base bag to try to field that ball. Another tough one for Winkus to try to handle. And another judgment call between hit and error on that one for Nardelli. So North Attleboro with a base runner to open up the top of the 9th. And immediately showing bunt is Catherine Munley. Munley singled in the top of the 6th inning to center field. The ball ended up being boxed around by Kate Irwin, resulting in the tying run crossing the plate. Munley was eventually thrown out trying to stretch to a double. Down in the count here, 0-2. The next pitch from Reichert is hit softly on the infield. Bonvino forced to play on a bounce. She'll apply the tag on Nardelli as she made her way towards second. So Munley will reach on the fielder's choice. Munley replaces Nardelli at first base now with 1 down. The pitch misses down and in on Andrea Maselli. She has popped out, struck out, and grounded out in the game, 0 for 3. One ball and 1 strike now on the number 9 hitter in the North Attleboro lineup. Now Reichert misses outside. Two-one offering. This one bunted hard towards Reichert. She will fire to first base. Getting Maselli. A sacrifice bunt for Maselli that pushes the potential go-ahead run into scoring position, but now there are 2 outs. And North Attleboro will look for something out of their leadoff hitter, Olivia Capobianco, now making her 5th plate appearance. She's reached base just once on a bunt single in the 5th. And now swings at the first pitch, bounces it back up the middle. That will get through for a base hit, rounding third base. And coming around to score is Catherine Munley, as again, Kate Irwin could not play the ball cleanly. She likely would not have had the out at the plate regardless. But another in a string of defensive lapses in the game. The defense had tightened up quite a bit for Milford here in the late innings, but Irwin allowing that ball to get underneath her glove. Taking any drama away from the runner rounding third base, Munley scores. As the runner takes off for second base, the throw short, hops second base, gets away from Wenkus, and now right on to third base will go Capobianco. The error there will likely go on the throw. And now an 0-1 count, the ball chopped to first base. It gets underneath Tomaso's glove, and nothing Bonvino could do. She tried to race to the first base bag to get the out herself. As both Tomaso and Bonvino went after the ball, it went underneath Tomaso's glove. And a lack of execution here in the 9th inning, and all of a sudden now North Attleboro with a 6-4 lead. A gift infield single for Abby Gallagher, right on the heels of an RBI single for Olivia Capobianco. Now Cangiano with a count of 1-1. And a hush has fallen over the Milford fans here. North Attleboro, the fans elated, seeing 2 runs come home to score. As now this ball is fair, just inside the third base bag, rolling down the left field line. The run coming to the plate, and all the way around from first base is Gallagher. Hard to believe. That ball not even reaching the left field corner, but Antonia Bonina taking a while to get that ball back in. A little bit of a slow reaction on the relay throw at third base from Harstick. And it is now a 7-4 North Attleboro lead as Bella Erdy comes to the plate. She grounds one slowly to first. Tomaso will record the out herself, and that finally finishes off the inning, but not before North Attleboro shocks Milford with 3 9th inning runs. A 7-4 North Attleboro lead. And we'll see if Milford can find a way to respond when they come to the plate in the bottom half of the 9th next here on Milford TV. Milford rattling off 18 wins to open up this season. That winning streak coming to an end 2 days ago in King Philip, and now here deep into extra innings on their home field, in danger, in serious danger of finishing off this regular season on a 2-game losing streak. It took Bella Erdy just 1 pitch to retire the big bat of Emily Pierre Gustavo to open the inning, and now Jess Tomaso swings at the first pitch, pops one up into left field, a diving attempt for Catherine Munley, but she could not hang on. Milford gets a huge break. And what should have been out number 2, Munley can't hold on. Munley playing deep, tried to race in and make the dive and catch, but she could not hold on. And so Milford with a 1-out base runner. They need 1 more runner to reach to have a chance to bring the tying run to the plate. Right now the batter, Shannon Cormier. She also swings at the first pitch, pops it up to second base, and the catch made by Maselli. So some impatient at-bats here in the bottom of the ninth inning, and now the game hanging in the balance as Sabrina Harstick prepares to bat. Sabrina 1 for 4. And a swing and a miss on a fastball. Still plenty of life on these pitches from Bella Erdy here in the ninth inning. A win here today would have guaranteed Milford the #1 seed in the D1 South bracket. But a loss will force them to watch on as the rest of the D1 South teams complete their regular seasons. Milford could potentially fall as far as the #3 seed. Next pitch into Harstick is sent foul. And it is a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Harstick. North 1 strike away from earning a huge victory here on the road. Here it is. And a fly ball hit out to right field. Racing out into foul territory is the second baseman, Maselli, but she cannot hold on. Had it ever so briefly in the glove, but it dropped to the grass, and Milford just barely clings to life. What an effort from Maselli, traveling into foul territory. Had that right at the edge of her glove, but couldn't squeeze it. Still a 1-2 count on Harstick. Here's the pitch, and it's a ground ball hit right back to the circle. The throw to first base, and that finishes off a shocking conclusion to this game here tonight. The celebration for North Attleboro as Milford loses their second straight game to close out the regular season. A 12-2 loss to King Philip on Tuesday, and here North Attleboro with a come-from-behind victory in 9 innings. North tops Milford by a final score of 7-4. Bella Erdy earns the victory in the circle, pitching all 9 innings. A resilient effort from the Lady Rocketeers, who score 3 in the top of the 9th inning to shock the Lady Hawks. So Milford will finish up the regular season at 18-2. Well, that will wrap up a very long day of coverage here at the softball field. A big thank you to all of our Milford TV crew on hand, our director, John Giacomuzzi, our camera operators, Rob O'Keefe and Malcolm Zale, and I am Tim Coet. That final score, one final time in 9 innings, Milford falls to North Attleboro by a final score of 7-4. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.